All eyes on Doge. Big run up. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big run up. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.69. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Hey everybody, Kriss here. Welcome on a Tuesday afternoon. How you guys doing? Yeah, Doge was down this morning, but so was Bitcoin. So was the rest of the crypto market. This dump this morning was right at the stock market open, like totally coordinated, right across the board. Doge, Bitcoin, Ethereum. I mean, everything just dumped at the same time, totally coordinated. But it's just a little thing. We're right back where we were right now, and almost back where we were when I recorded my video this morning at 1669. Yes, 1669 was the price this morning when I did my morning video. But you know what, guys? I'm bullish. I'm still bullish on Dogecoin. Despite all of the negativity around, Kriss is still bullish on Dogecoin, and I'm going to tell you why. Now, I know there'll be bears here, and I get it, like A-Star, I know. Feeling a little negative. We got Anthony around, right? But I don't mind if you're decent, right? And you have an opinion that price is going to go down. Okay, I don't mind that. Just don't be a jerk about it, right? You know, this guy Bitcoiner yesterday, it was just like, I gave him a chance, and then he started spamming, the chat again. So I put him in a timeout. And then afterwards, I was like, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. Banned. You're gone. Just don't be a jerk. I don't mind if people are negative. I don't mind. You've got an opinion. I got an opinion, right? Just be civil about it. And we're all okay. But if you're just going to be an asshole, you're just going to be a jerk, ban. I don't have time for that. I just don't have time. It's like, I have a platform here. I allow people to engage in the discussion, right? I probably, during a live stream, have more engagement with people in the chat than just about anybody on YouTube. Just don't be a jerk. But we can have a good time. So, why am I bullish on Dogecoin? We were looking at the stochastic RSI, right, the other week. And Trader Tardigrade said, look, if you want to do some swing trading on a 2-week time frame, we're just about to cross over again on the stochastic RSI on a 2-week pattern. That is looking like very similar to where we were late 2023 before the big run. I'm sorry. Yeah, late 2023 before that run. And then, of course, again, late 2024 when we had the November run. The time to sell would have been that crossover up at the top. And now we're coming close to a crossover on the bottom. So that's just lines on a chart, but something that could signal that turnaround coming on a stochastic RSI pattern. Meanwhile, Dogecoin price targets 20 cents as wallet activity soars to multi-month high. And this is this sentiment thing we were looking at, right? Dogecoin utility, smart money rising, signaling a potential turning point once the crypto markets stabilize. And that's the thing. The markets are not stable right now. I get it. We're still the fear of tariffs, right? What's the Fed gonna do? That's tomorrow, right? We got the FOMC meeting tomorrow. I'll be live after. I'll be watching Tom Crown at 2:00. So I invite everyone who's just sitting around at 2:00. You want to be entertained while seeing that there's not going to be a rate cut, because there isn't, right? And how the markets react. And then at 2:30, Powell gives his comments, right? takes questions, and Tom Crown has a hilarious live stream. Good community over there. He does the best job there. So I'll let Tom do his thing, and then I'll be on after around 4 o'clock, and we'll talk about the aftermath, right? Because there's always some kind of volatility going on with the trading. Tom takes a look at the S&P 500, looks at what gold, DXY, Bitcoin, and anything else that's making big moves while that's going on. So that's what I'll be watching. I'll be over there on Tom's channel watching that during the Chirp Pow press conference. And then we'll talk about it over here. But yeah, the markets are not stable right now. And we saw that, right? Big dump. That happens. And will continue to happen. And that's just the markets, right? The market's doing market things. Dogecoin millionaires, though, however, are buying the dips. And the market data, again, is looking at, in particular, the wallet sizes that are buying versus selling. And there's more large wallets getting bigger while the rest of you guys are selling because you got paper hands and you can't handle it. No, not you guys, right? You know, retail traders. Oh, I'm sick of Doge, sell, right? But the big wallets are buying. So we do have a transformation happening from the small wallets to the big wallets. I'll stick on the side of the big wallets. Thank you very much. I'll stick on that side. Oh, we got our friend Ali again today, right? Doge is primed for a bounce. The TD sequential flashes a buy on the 3-day chart. I don't know. Ali just might, he just must sit there and like check every coin on every time frame until he gets an indicator, right? It's like, oh, Doge on the 3-day. On the 3-day time frame, we get a buy signal. So let's post that. That's what Ali does. But we have a buy signal. A buy signal. Top analyst spots major sign for Dogecoin reversal. Dogecoin reversal. Oh, it's the weekly Doge. Yes, we did cover this yesterday. The weekly Doge. That's kind of a funny looking candle there. It just shows big price movement, and it ended up at the end of the week, right where it began the week. But some say that is bullish. I don't know. It just means to me that throughout the week, price went up, price went down, and it ended up right where it was a week earlier. That's all that means to me. Some people see it's bullish. Okay. I could be bullish about that too. And then in this morning's video, I did show this relationship between 2017 and a very similar trading pattern that Doge is going through right now. Very similar to 2017. Have a run up, have a pullback, kind of up and down action. Very similar. Run up, pullback, up and down action. Now we're in this kangaroo market, right? We're in a kangaroo market, kind of jumping up and down, pretty much sideways, right? Bleeding out of Ali's big upward channel chart, as I predicted. It's going to bleed right out of it, and then he's just not going to show it anymore because it's not going to meet his narrative, or he'll keep moving his lines. We'll see. We'll see what he does. Trader Steve has a good one, though. Look at this. Oh, yeah, 2021 was crazy, right? Absolute crazy time. It was all Elon Musk and totally overhyped trading of Dogecoin. Dogecoin went crazy, right? Now, here we are. We've had the big run in November, early December. We've pulled back a lot of it. I get that. But what are you doing now? What are you doing here? This big yellow arrow pointing to what are you doing here? A lot of you just holding on, waiting for this thing to turn around. Some are selling. Some are buying on the dips. Some are waiting for it to drop lower before buying back in. So I've heard all of that. Trader Steve is like, are you bidding here? Are you buying here? Or do you think it's over? I think he's betting 95 cents. That's his target. 95 cents. That's a good target. What's Tim Stebbings say today? Dogecoin adoption. He says, you are here. You know, the iceberg, right? The majority of it still underwater. You don't see that yet. You don't see that yet. That's what Tim Stebbing. House of Doge said, because Red Rider did a really good post about doing X Spaces, right, and communicating more about what's going on with House of Doge and the adoption and all that. House of Doge says, we need 3 to 4 weeks to be able to tell the community more of what we've accomplished and have planned. There will be lots more we can disclose in that time. So House of Doge wants to, right, participate here, but saying, not so fast. We'll get there. We'll get there. But meanwhile, we think there are still going to be more announcements on who these other top people are that have these non-competes, and they don't want to say who they are yet. That's okay. Someone is emailing me some information of what they think who these people could be. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds pretty good. I think it will be very awesome. I'm not going to start throwing stuff out there. That's not me, right? I'm not going to do rumors, right? Rumor, blah, blah, blah is going to be the CEO of House. I'm not going to do that. I'll let it happen. They've got non-competes. They're keeping it quiet for some reason. So I will let that play out. Because I don't need to be the one who breaks the news, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But it's interesting, and it just leads me to believe that this whole endeavor is serious. This House of Doge endeavor is serious. These guys aren't messing around. They're not going to waste their time. So we give it a couple weeks. Give it a few weeks. It's okay. I know some of you guys just want the price to go up. Oh, come on, it's not going up, Kriss. And I'm just like, guys, just like, man. 2021, we were totally spoiled. Totally spoiled by that huge run in the price of Doge. And it's just, I don't think we're going to see that. I mean, yeah, the November's was great. I like Steve's here, right? Let's go up a little, retrace, go up a little more, retrace. You know, that's good. That's good. Exactly, Harry. Go talk to Ali about that. Go talk to Ali about that. Meanwhile, Bitcoin, you know, Bitcoin's doing its thing. I mean, we looked at the chart, right? Bitcoin dumped, right? Bitcoin dumped below its support. Just like Doge dumped below its support, Bitcoin did. And Bitcoin was the one that was selling down. We got the big whale. He's closed his position. Made a chunk of money. Good for the whale, whoever it is. A lot of people think it's not Lazarus out of North Korea. They think it's some other thief, someone who stole Bitcoin and then just used it to do that giant short. But they didn't have conviction to follow it all through. If they had waited till this morning's dump, they probably would have made a couple more $1 million. But they didn't. That's okay. I thought the price would have come up after everybody found out that short was closed. but it didn't. But that's just trading. Yeah, so Bitcoin is at 82K, its support. Doge is at 16.6, its support. Same position, it's the same. But meanwhile, Bitcoin, I mean, this is kind of interesting. Listen to this guy. This is President Trump's executive director on digital assets.
We delivered on the president's promises that he made on the campaign trail. The president was adamant about creating the SBR. We wanted to make sure that we did it right in a way that respected
Bitcoin reserve.
And also gave credence to innovation in other spaces of the digital asset world. So, for us here, we look at Bitcoin, it's not a security, it's a commodity. It has intrinsic stored value that's traditionally accepted. It has, as David likes to describe, the immaculate conception. There's no issuer. And, that's why, as you saw in the executive order, we compared this to digital gold. It's something that's imperative for the United States to have, retain, continue to build on. And I think that's worth pointing out that, the way that this is constructed, we talked about ways of acquiring more Bitcoin in budget neutral ways that won't cost the taxpayer a dime. And what I like to say about this president, I think it's high time that our president started accumulating assets for the American people, which is what President Trump is doing, rather than taking it away. And I think that's one thing that we really wanted to make clear in this executive order. And we're looking forward to working with our partners at Treasury and the Secretary of Commerce in order to find those budget neutral ways in which we can acquire more. I've been asked all the time, it's like, how much do you want? I said, well, that's like asking a country, how much gold do you want, right? I mean, as much as we can get.
As much as we can get. That's what they want to do. They want to buy Bitcoin. And of course, Saylor's talking like 1 million Bitcoin. Kind of tough for the country to buy 1 million Bitcoin. But they want to buy as much as they can get. So you guys know where I stand on this, right? It's like, okay, Bitcoin, store of value, wealth building, strategic Bitcoin reserve. That's all well and good. That can drive Bitcoin's price. Michael Saylor is creating a new preferred stock at MicroStrategy or Strategy B or whatever he's called now to try and get more people just throwing money at him so he can go buy more Bitcoin. Awesome. At some point in time, that sort of magic money line of buying all that Bitcoin is going to come to an end. I don't know. But that is not what Satoshi envisioned for cryptocurrency. That's not what Satoshi wanted. He didn't want governments and big businesses just hoarding Bitcoin as this wealth building strategic reserve store of. That's not what Satoshi talked about. He just wanted a simple day-to-day, peer-to-peer electronic cash system, right? That's what the Bitcoin white paper was all about. Well, that and like not having double spending. So Dogecoin has that. Dogecoin is built on the core of Bitcoin. No double spending. There's never been a double spend in Dogecoin's history. Dogecoin, the blockchain has never gone down in its history, right? It's so good. And the inflation, right? Oh, it's got unlimited supply. Well, it's not unlimited on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. It's all planned out. It's exactly predicted, exactly how many Dogecoin are going to be awarded to the miners who are mining a proof of work cryptocurrency, the energy that is being created, that is being used to create the new Dogecoins, which validates all the transactions on the blockchain, keeps it safe, keeps it secure. Nobody's hacking Dogecoin. That's what makes Dogecoin so good. That is more what Satoshi envisioned, which is why I say Dogecoin is the better Bitcoin for what Satoshi wrote the white paper for. That's why I am still bullish on Dogecoin. The House of Doge? Yes, the House of Doge. It is coming, right? They announced some of their board elect, some of their advisors, some of the global Dogecoin adoption plans, some Partnerships are coming. The partnerships are coming. A lot of people can't wait. You're impatient. I get it. But I'm bullish. I'm bullish on all of this. I'm going to let it take its time. And it's not going to be something that everyone's just going to start FOMOing in and pumping the price of Dogecoin up to $1. It's a slow and steady, real life adoption of Dogecoin plan. It's going to be so different from 2021. It's so different. But I think in the long run, that's a good thing. And we should all be applauding that and be happy for that. That's why I'm excited for Dogecoin. Now, the current price, it is what it is, right? It's doing the market dynamic thing. It's following Bitcoin. It does that a lot. At some point in time, Bitcoin's going to do its thing and Doge is going to do it. Now, there's still going to be markets, right? Markets are still going to control overall, right? The same thing happens in the stock market. Everything goes up in the stock market. Everything goes down in the stock market. There's a few outliers every once in a while, but yeah, but that's it. So I'm still bullish. I think this news is going to be good. It's going to continue to grow. The adoption, people talking about Dogecoin. And when people actually are using it more and more and more, and there's more acceptance, and we see the adoption grow, that will be good for Dogecoin's price. So, Matt, they didn't say when. It's not hours. It's not exact days. It'll be when it'll be. Just be impatient, or don't be impatient. We don't know when it's going to be. Just let them do their thing. This adoption is it's a different approach, and it's a good approach. Dogecoin Foundation is very excited about it. And these guys they're real. And they want to make a difference. They want to make a change. And the fintech part, they want to be at the start of something big. And the use of cryptocurrency, particularly Dogecoin, and then going all in on Doge to do this, that's pretty bold. But it takes that kind of thinking, that kind of foresight to make a change, to do the things that these SaaS fintech companies are doing, exploring new grounds. That's what this is. So what the banks are going to think, Blake, I have no idea. The banks are trying to figure out how they can custody crypto on behalf of their users. Okay. That's not using cryptocurrency, though. The banks don't really want cryptocurrency to be used. They want cash to be used, right? And they want people to be just using cash. We'll figure out how that all works. Yeah, we're doing fine. We're all doing fine. Jay asks, do I see Dogecoin price decoupling from Bitcoin? No, Bitcoin will go up and it'll just still follow the cycles, I think. I don't think that's going to change. And Dogecoin will generally follow along, but can still go on its own path. Can still outperform Bitcoin, can still do its thing as the cryptocurrency continues to get adopted more and more. But yes, Doge, despite it being made as a joke cryptocurrency, Billy, like I said, Billy did a great job. Little did he realize how good the code actually is. All these years later. You tried to hodl Doge, but it rejected you. Javier. Doug reminds everybody, hit the like button. Subscribe also if you haven't already subscribed. Always appreciate the support, keeping up to date on cryptocurrency, but concentrating on Dogecoin because I believe it is the best cryptocurrency. In fact, the one that is really going to be used as a currency, because more and more Bitcoin is going down the road of digital gold, store of value, strategic reserve. And I'm like, that's not what Satoshi envisioned. That's not what eCash, peer-to-peer currency, digital, without the banks, right? We're supposed to be without the banks. That was the whole thing about the cyberpunks and what they were fighting, was getting away from the tyranny of the banks and the governments. Dogecoin, the funny little dog on a coin, can do it. Can we go lower so we can buy more Doge? Why don't you buy Doge? 16-cent Dogecoin. It's on sale right now. Everybody wants it. Oh, I want to go lower. I want to get lower. We followed it, right? Doge was in the 40s. You were saying, oh, I'm going to buy in the 30s. Dumped in the 30s. Oh, I'm going to buy in the 20s. Bumped in the 20s. I'm buying the teens. Now we are on the teens, and you're waiting. Oh, 10 cents or 2 cents or whatever. It's just like, maybe you just never really want to buy. I don't know. In the end, if we truly were going to go up to like 95 cents, does it matter 16 or 15? I don't know. It's at a major discount right now, Time Is Now says. Pump a Lot said I bought it 16, 15, 14. And the government is like, nah, we own this now. That's what they appear to be saying about Bitcoin. But Doge is still the people's cryptocurrency. There aren't huge whales, huge governments owning Dogecoin. Could they swoop in and buy a crap ton of it? Sure they could. Are they going to? Probably not. Dogecoin. Daniel, you bought it 0017. Wow. Sold it 2. But you made a profit. There's nothing wrong with taking profits. At that time, that was a big deal for you. I will like you like the price of Dogecoin. Okay. If banks are generally considered lending agencies for customers to give them their money to hold, I'm curious how X platform will be looked at. Storage of wealth only? No. Elon wants to make X like a PayPal. So you use it for your transactions as a transactional platform. That's what Elon's vision of X payments is and X money. Not to store wealth, but to do transactions like a PayPal. Just buy a little more. Buy on the dips. See the red candles? Buy a little more. Sometimes you'll be up. Sometimes you'll be down. Not financial advice. That was something I was thinking about, King Mike says. There's only so much Bitcoin. How can it be used as a currency? Exactly. People are not spending their Bitcoin. But Doge, Doge as a transactional currency makes a lot of sense. No update on X money yet. And it won't have Dogecoin in it when it rolls out, as I've been saying for months. And I've said it's probably going to be in the fall. So again, something else, patience, that people don't have a lot of. All the US government debt, 30 trillion, seems to be about some software minting that money out of thin air. Yeah, he talked about the 10 or 11 computers that just seem to be able to write checks without having oversight. Pretty interesting. And everything that Elon and the Doge Department of Government Efficiency are trying to do in order to save the country money, you've got these rogue Democrat judges out there trying to block everything. And it's just like, how are we going to get anywhere if all of this needless, wasteful spending is all being propped up by federal judges? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And then you've got people who are getting paid to protest at Tesla dealerships. And because they're all getting riled up so much, you now have all of this damage, like people setting cars on fire and keying cars and doing all the Tesla cars. And Elon's like, guys, I'm just making electric vehicles to help save the planet in the long run. And you guys are destroying cars needlessly. It's dumb. So dumb. A lot of geopolitical tension going on. What's Mr. Powell going to say tomorrow? Well, first, it's going to be no rate cut. Still waiting for the data to come in. There is lower inflation, somewhat, but need more data. So that'll be the first thing. And people will ask him, how many rate cuts do you see this year? And he's going to come up with some kind of answer. Is it going to be hawkish or dovish? And what's going to be the response? Quantitative tightening going to come to an end? What is he going to say about that? It's going to be words, and the markets are going to depend on a few key words. The quantitative easing and tightening just has to do with how much money there is in circulation that can buy. Quantitative easing means more money for more buying. That's about it. Dogecoin. PaxCat. Rigged. Doge. You're putting all the words in just in case. Fox is talking about X influences right wing are being swatted, calling fake SWAT team situations. I know. That whole swatting thing is a joke. I hope they find out who's behind that too. Because that is just a waste of people's time, waste of resources. Yeah. Not financial advice. In your experience, would you buy more crypto the day before or after? I just follow the charts. When I see a red dip and I'm ready to buy, I buy. This morning was a perfect opportunity here. See that big red candle? If you were looking to buy, you see that big red candle and you buy. You don't have to buy all. If you've got $1,000 sitting there, you see a big candle, maybe buy 200 worth, right? Because you don't know if it's going to go lower or if it's going to turn around and go higher. But at least you got some. That is the DCA, dollar cost average strategy, when you're a trader. Or you can be like some people where you just automatically set it with your exchange to do an auto buy every day, twice a week, or once a week, whenever, and you just buy it whatever the price is, and it just set it and forget it. Because in the long term, it doesn't matter if you got Doge at 16.2 or 16.3. Some people just get all wrapped up in that. And I'm just like, well, you see that big red candle, and you're just like, now is it going to drop down to 15? Okay, then you buy some more. Everybody's going to try and time the bottom. I want to get the exact bottom. Well, what if it already was? What if that 14.4 we had the other day was the bottom of this extended dip in an overall bull market, and we're going to go around and just turn around and go higher, like our friend Steve was showing here, right? And that 14.4 was the bottom, and now it's going to jump up higher. That could happen. And so you're waiting to buy more, and then you didn't. And before you know it, it's 20 cents, and then it's 30 cents, and you're like, oh, I should have bought. I don't know what to say. Yes, the astronauts will be splashing down soon, Bruce. I don't know exactly what time. I didn't get into that much detail. We need him to sneeze quantitative easy, right? A-Star says it's in an hour. Okay. So around 5:30. I know, keying cars. People were doing it back in the 80s too, I remember. It's just dumb. I mean, that's just vandalism. It's dumb. Will made some money on a Tesla put. You would have made that much more. Yeah, but you took your profit. Elliot says, I'm converting my mining rewards for easier to mine coins over to Doge, much like dollar cost averaging, gaining 3 Doge a day at whatever price. Easier to mine coins than Doge? Yeah, I was watching some mining videos. Again, I'm just like trying to learn a little bit. Well, I don't know what a lithium is, but Red Panda Mining, they was mining a lithium, but then ended up unplugging some of the miners because he was actually losing money on the deal because the lithium's price came down so much. I didn't even know what a lithium was. It's like, is that proof of work? Cryptocurrency? Really? Is that easier to mine than Doge? What else? Caspa? Looks like the Caspa miners aren't making money. Yeah, I do try to talk sense, Dustin, but a lot of people don't want to listen. So, like, oh, whatever. Smash the like button. Thanks, Max. I know you look back 4 years and you're like, now it depends on when you bought. If you bought at 70 cents, I don't know what to say. It's like you weren't listening, you weren't paying attention. You don't buy on the big green candles because you don't know. Right. You buy on the reds, you sell on the greens. It sounds easy, but it's hard to do when you're sitting there with your finger on the button. You're like, oh, should I buy? Should I buy? No, most people are FOMO, right? The price is screaming up and you're like, oh, I got to get on board. I got to get on board. And you end up buying Dogecoin at 70 cents. That happened. So tonight was red candle, Simon. I don't mind yet, Pepito. This is going to be this summer. Once I got to pay my 2024 taxes. I've got to still pay for my move. And I've got to pay my first quarterly pre-tax for 2025, which is going to be a big one. So that's why I think I'm not going to have the budget for a good miner until the summer. Plus, the prices of miners might be better in the summer because There's not a lot of hype going on around crypto typically. I don't know if that's going to work out or not, but we'll see. But we'll do it together. I'll show you all the steps I'm taking, the research I'm doing, and getting it set up and watching it mine and what it's doing. Even though I know I'm here in Boston with expensive electricity, not going to make much, if any, but I'll be supporting the Dogecoin network and collecting some Doge. You never know what the future is going to be. All that matters in the long term is if you hold any Dogecoin. That's right, Raiden. Those that sold and are out, you've got no Dogecoin in your bag. Right, so you buy on the red dips. And if it goes lower, you buy on another red dip. And if it goes higher and then dips, you buy on that red. I mean, that's how I was accumulating all of that Doge that I had. Now, I sold a lot of it, took profit. So I had a goal, and I reached that goal, and that was debanking. Is my next step in debanking was not having a mortgage. So don't have that anymore. The bottom is a complete mystery. The dip is right in front of your face. Exactly, DB. And that was it this morning. 9:30 this morning. It went down hard, fast. Thunk. Oh, I'll wait till it goes down lower. Litecoin is easy to mine, and you can merge mine if you have the right miner. That's my understanding, both Litecoin and Dogecoin at the same time. It was scary to hold the puts. Hey, but you did it. Yeah, I heard GPO mining, not good. I prefer to buy at the top like a legend. There you go, Maxim. I know, Jason. So many. They're always FOMO, chasing the green candles. Same thing happens in stocks, too. A lot of the swing traders in stocks, right? As soon as stock starts spiking, they buy. Many times they buy the top. I've got about 450,000 Dogecoin, Jackson, is what I have now. If Doge is used as a currency, wouldn't the price of Doge aim to stay around a certain price? You want to go to bed and wake up to see your dollar up or down. You know, Shidafu, that's the fun part about Dogecoin, though, is that it can still appreciate and it can still go down too. It is volatile. It's not a stable coin. U.S. government is talking about stable coin legislation. That's just not fun. Will there come a time when Dogecoin becomes more stable as it's adopted and used more and more as a currency? I don't know. But, getting into the mining of it and supporting the network as Dogecoin is adopted and used more and more as a currency, and we have more transactions happening all the time, that's exciting to be a part of. The price is the price. I don't know yet. Probably a full ASIC. Like the Antminer L9, it's like $9,000 right now. But if we're going to do it, I'm going to do it big. Something like that. And if I can tap into my neighbor's electricity, I will. I will do that. I'm getting like 0.07 Doge on average. Not enough unless you're okay with losing a little. Is that like unMineable? I do have an unMineable link in the description below if anyone wants to try unMineable. I've got a link. Plug into the Fenway's electrical system. Every time Rafael Devers hits a home run, the power goes up. Yay! Vertcoin and Monero are easier for the average person to mine. GPU for Vertcoin, CPU for Monero. The pool converts them to Doge. I use the 15-minute chart here just on the screen because you get to see how it's traded the last day. When it comes to me actually buying and selling, I'm usually on the 5-minute. On Coinbase, I zoom in a little more to see what's going on. I always zoom out and look at the bigger picture, always 4-hour, daily, weekly. So I keep up with all of it, but at the time right now, again, we're just kind of going sideways. So there's not much to see. The globalist elites will never allow Trump to succeed. So the markets will be shoddy for most of 2025. Interesting, Hugo. Now that is a good point. But I don't know what else they can do. I mean, they can continue to battle the tariff war, right? So there's that. I'm sure that's why Canada is like fighting the US, not because Canada wants to. It's because they're still part of this more globalist elite kind of, I don't know, underground or something. Even the new PM is sort of like, where'd he come from, right? He wasn't a Canadian politician. Looks like he was more inserted by a group like the globalist elites. Kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. But this is Trump's second term now. The first term, he really didn't know completely what he was getting into, but he was ready to go this term. I mean, all these executive orders, like right off the bat, not messing around. The eternal tears of the bearish simps weeping into their keyboards, they pray for Doge to hit 8 cents so they can buy the dip. Very well said, Coleslaw. Very well said. Any script miner will merge mine. You mine Litecoin, you get all the other merge coins that pool offers. Okay, so it depends on the pool. So if you're set up for Litecoin and you're merging Litecoin, yeah, I kind of just want to mine Dogecoin though. I don't want to get all the merge coins. I want to. So I don't know yet. I got a lot to learn. I got to learn. A lot to learn. I will never get my $10 back on Bonk and Pepe. Yeah, you went all in there, didn't you, CDZ? You went all in. Your 33 Doge is depreciating, Ryan, already. It'll be back. It'll be back. Yeah, it would be in the basement. I already have the power down there. I don't know if it's the right power hookup though, which is why I need Jason to help me here to get the power right. When am I going to tell all the viewers that I'm the new CEO of the House of Doge? I'll be a guest CEO. How about that? Can I be a guest CEO? Like CEO for the day? Can I do that? Yep, unMineable. Full ASIC, you will have to host it. Do not run at home. You won't like it. Well, again, I got to do my research. Sometimes I get lucky and I get 0.03 in a 5-minute span. Yes, that is stacking Doge, isn't it? Stacking Doge. Doge Army, we need you. Smash the like button. Of course, always subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Appreciate that. Elon could build a gigafactory near my house and supply me with free electricity. Yeah, there's just no place around here to build something that big. It's Boston. Real estate is very expensive here, which is why he built it out in Texas. JFK files were going to be released. And also, Jason, the follow-up I heard was that there weren't going to be many redactions. So we'll see. Did Elon officially forget Dogecoin ever since he officially got into Doge? Nope. I mean, he just tweeted out his St. Patrick's Day Dogecoin thing again yesterday. So still there. Trump's got a great team, John. Very strong team. I agree. Are we bearish? Ali, I don't know. Are you bearish? I'm not bearish. I'm bullish. We've been in a bearish trend, but I am bullish. Anthony, I wouldn't expect anything less from you. Thank you. A nothing burger for the day. Yep, you're spot on with that. Ramon, you were rich at 26-cent Doge, 46 cents. You became technically wealthy, but what are you at 16-cent Doge? Put your 10-year savings into Dogecoin, Ali. Again, it's a meme coin and it's cryptocurrency, so you need to know that going in. There's nothing guaranteed. Nassif is prepared for a 4-year hold. They have you running a job right now. Tight deadlines, data centers. Those data centers. Maybe I could just build a data center in my basement. I don't think my neighbors would like that. I can see on your title feed that you're still bullish with Doge. Yeah. Yeah. Time is just one of those things, Anthony. Time is just one of those things. I would need to vent the heat. Yep. It's in my basement, though. Connect your miner to the heating during the winter. It's like putting the log on the fireplace. Exactly. Elon sends Doge miners free Tesla solar panels. Oh, caffeine. No patience. Weeks for nothing. No patience, dude. These things take a little time. Just let it play out. Gosh, you want everything instantly. This isn't Elon Musk we're talking about here. Right. Acquiring more Bitcoin in budget neutral ways. We'll see what that means. We'll see what that means. Yo, you're on the sidelines now, Roman? All cash? You and Warren Buffett. Buffett seems to be going to more cash. I've been seeing that. I don't know. I see the economy just kind of getting freaked out a little bit because of the tariff trade war. Interest rates are going down. Prices are going down. I think Trump has the right idea in mind for turning the economy around. Yeah, give us some Starlink with it too. Exactly. I don't know yet, Cone. I'm not going to be getting into that level of detail until the summer. I'm just beginning my research right now. I have a lot to learn. Oh, I was bearish in 2022. Big time. Big time. Waiting for the right time to start buying back in. And I did big time. Right at the end of 2022, after the FTX crash, it was like, okay, now it's time. I was very patient. Wait, you just said you were all cash. And now you say you grabbed a new side bag at 14 cents. So you've got the side bag plus all cash then. Yeah, Raider fan, you know, it is money though, and it's your money and it's invested. But in order to have patience and to see the bigger thing, you do have to kind of let it go for a while. Yeah. We should all get together and tell Elon we will all buy Teslas if he incorporates Dogecoin onto X. Well, all he has to do is just accept Dogecoin directly as payment for a Tesla car. And a lot of people will be buying Teslas. Personally doing a 4-year hold. No, my title doesn't say buy Doge. Well, Anthony, if what I said about Peak got you to buy Peak, you still bought it. I didn't buy it for you. But I know how you feel. But, and again, what's your timeline? What's your time horizon? Javier is waiting for 2029 gigabull market. The gigabull market. Yeah, we want some green candles. We like that. I am not getting a Cybertruck. No way. Not interested at all. Right, inflation is going down. Prices are going down. People are all freaking out last month, and it's just like, let it do its work. One of those heat detecting helicopters flies over Chris's house. It lights up bright orange. Yeah, John, yep, I get it. Again, I'm just watching videos. I'm just watching some videos right now. I have not dived in and started doing research, but thanks. Elon is no KrissPax. That's for sure. That's for sure. His bag is slightly bigger than mine, though. A small bag. Okay. You're going to fill up if it dumps back into the 14s? You're not going to wait for 26 cents to confirm? No, Anthony only has 33 Dogecoin. I believe him. I know uncertainty was our word from last week. Markets don't like uncertainty. No, it's not nonsense in order to push the markets down. That's not the purpose. No. The purpose is leverage, to get leverage in order to make the trade deal better. That's all. These conspiracy theorists that think the government is purposely pushing the markets down in order to buy and lower is ridiculous. It really is. It's like, no, they're not that smart. When Trump exits the office will be the big bull run. Interesting. Well, that'll be the next 4-year cycle. So that'll be the next bull run. Of course, people are responsible for their own decisions. But Anthony seems to think that I made him buy something. You just come here, hang out, and have the news. You don't have to stare at your crypto all day. Just come here, hang out for a bit. I get you caught up. We have a good time. That's all. We could have a parabolic move in April. Do I think that's going to happen? I have no idea. I have no idea. I cannot predict that. I think at this point, we're probably not going to have a big parabolic move. It's going to be slow and steady, which I think is actually better for Dogecoin. I don't see anything coming that's going to just make Dogecoin all of a sudden rocket up to 50 cents. Ramon, down to 10 cents? You want the Lambo Revolto? No, thank you. No, thank you for me. Yeah, I've been watching the Red Panda some mining videos, but right now, not there yet. Not there yet. The 69 Chevy, gas guzzling, big meaty engine. Yeah, it's a 24-hour thing. Just don't worry about that. It'll be when it'll be. But we'll see when they announce. You sold your dad's Doge at 42 cents late last year, sent him to Myrtle Beach to chase the birds. Take a little profit, not bad. Right, Takoa. Inflation going down, snow is gone, trees are budding, 420, it's coming. Eversource still sticks. They do. They do. Stupid Eversource. I give them so much money as it is. And if I have a miner, I'll give them a little more, I guess. I know, small bag, whatever that means. A small bag is different for everybody. Elon's a little busy right now, King Zano. He's a little busy. Well, things changed, actually, RR, over the past 4 years. Things changed. So Trump is now being more aggressive, even if he called it the best and fairest deal. Now he wants more, and I get it. No, don't ride cycles. I am not a financial advisor. I just tell you what I see. No, not time for a concert video yet. No. Are they manipulating the market to shake out weak hands? I think that's more of a saying than anything else, Ali. That's more of a saying. That's kind of what happens. People see a red candle, we can sell. Oh, freaking out. I don't know. If you're still holding here, why didn't you freak out, back here when it went even lower? That should have dropped you. If you're still holding Dogecoin now, when you didn't sell it on the 10th, right? Just over a week ago, we had that big drop. You would have already sold there. So this whole talk about like shaking out the weak hands, it's like there's no weak hands left here unless you just bought it up here, 17. But long-term holders, you would have already sold. Again, I'm not worried about it. This is all just short-term noise in a kangaroo market. I'm a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. Small and steady, I think, would be much better. I don't know what you're talking about, Pepito. There's no fake news here. I'm not the guy who says rumor, and then makes shit up. And that's not me. Hey, Joseph, you signed your papers for your house on Monday? Nice. Trump will not step down? No, when his 4 years are up, there will be a peaceful transfer of power. Don't fall for that crap. April 2nd is the day the next round of tariffs are supposed to go into effect. That's all. Is it actually going to happen like that? Who knows? It's still a couple weeks away. 420 indeed. Doge Day. Whatever. Thank you, Joseph. Appreciate it. People say that about 420, but it never really ends up happening like that. So as long as you know that. The GOAT network launches Alpha Mainnet, unlocking sustainable yield for Bitcoin and Dogecoin holders. I don't even want to know what that is. I don't want any yield as a Dogecoin holder. I want to mine Dogecoin to support the Dogecoin blockchain, not some GOAT network thing. No, thank you. Can I check the Litecoin chart? Sure, let's see what Litecoin is up to. $88. $88 for Litecoin. Litecoin was doing well. From the November run-up, it essentially was doing this sort of kangaroo action here, right? And was going sideways, was holding support pretty well. $100 support, that's that red line. So that's completely different than what Dogecoin did. And that $100 support was holding very, very well until a week ago. So we busted through support and now starting a new, smaller kangaroo action here, right? So that's what Litecoin is looking like right now. But yeah, that Litecoin chart, totally different than Dogecoin's. It was holding up very well. Just about as old as Bitcoin, Space Cowboy. Litecoin can go on runs, called the crypto silver, yeah. But this was more impressive to me. Was the sideways trading, as opposed to Dogecoin, which was just down. own a little bit of Litecoin. Had it for a while. I'll sell it some point in time, maybe $200. Litecoin gets to $200. I don't know. Nothing can shake me out of my whopping 33 Dogecoins. Exactly. Exactly. Keeping it real. Not a rumor, Ryan. We get high on 420. Well, there you go, paranormal. I'm the chill dad. Like and subscribe. Jason, I'm well. I'm doing great. How are you? The only metric I'm concerned with now is total. Bitcoin's next move, 75 or 90. What is total doing? 2.65 trillion. Again, this is just the total market. Not doing much. Baby, don't hurt me. Matt, just holding your bag. Long-term capital gains taxes are a lot less than short-term. I will tell you that. In the United States, a lot less. I'm paying my 2024 capital gains taxes in those short-term because I was doing that stock swing trading in the fall on DJT stock and MicroStrategy and CleanSpark, and made a lot of profits. But the Tesla that I held for 3 years, or just about 3 years, and that was a long-term capital gain on that, my taxes were a lot less on that Tesla win than it was for DJT stock MicroStrategy, because those were short-term capital gains taxes. And ouch, that's pretty big. You think JD could be president next? He's a smart dude. I guess it depends on how the full 4 years or 3.5 years, right, goes for Trump until true election season, and what the sentiment is about what the Republicans have done. If Trump can keep it going and have nationwide support for the policies, then JD's got a great chance. But then Barron Trump and then little X, oh, that's funny. That is funny. Right. That's another headline. We covered that earlier in detail, where that comes from, the sentiment data. Come on, ladies, like the stream, and you gentle folk as well. Everybody like, subscribe. Thanks to Trudeau, Space Cowboy, 50% capital gains. Oh, lasagna and wine were, yeah, so good. So good. I don't want a Doge ETF, Maxim. I want Dogecoin to be used as a currency, not in an ETF where people can just buy paper Doge. I don't want that. It's eventually going to happen. That's the way it is, but I would rather it didn't. Tax-free savings account, limited, $10K a year. Mars bought more Doge today. Can't believe we can still get Doge this cheap. I know, you see that big red candle there? Right down to 16.3. That was pretty nice. I just want enough Doge so when we hit the top, I can comfortably remodel my house. It is good to have a goal, right? We don't want to get greedy, but it's good to have a goal. I had a goal. I played it out. Still got shit for it from a lot of people, but it was like, I told you guys what I was doing. I'm still in the game, but I took a lot of taxes. Are we in a bear run? I don't think so. I've never thought we were in a bear run. We were in a pullback. I showed that this morning again on a chart. I can show you again. Let's just go back to we don't have to look at that anymore. We looked at that earlier. Let's go to my bookmarks. And right here. Bitcoin over the years has major pullbacks. This is a 30% pullback in Bitcoin in an overall bull market. Same thing happened in 2021. Same thing happened in 2017. Still in a bull market. Now I get it. Bitcoin's was 30%. Doge's was 60%. Okay, I get that. But we always talked about Doge falls harder. It's a meme coin after all still. But when Doge goes up, it goes up at a higher percentage than Bitcoin. But it doesn't mean we're in a bear market. This chart is not bear market. Look at the bear markets. 2018, bear market. 2022, bear market. This is not a bear market yet. This is an extended retrace. I don't know what else to call it, but that's what I say. There could be some jealousy there, but there's also some people who just like to bash me sometimes. So that's all right. More green candles. They're coming. JD's English isn't good. Have you heard him? He speaks very well. He speaks very, very well. You have to listen to some of his interviews. The one he gave the other day was awesome. I mean, he's spot on. He's good. 16.3. And of course, Hood is doing its Hood thing. Yes. Exactly, Mars. If you had set a limit order at 16.3, it wouldn't have filled because you would have needed Doge to go down to 16.1 in order to fill at 16.3, and it wouldn't have filled. So you did good. You know how to play that with Robinhood. Some people don't. Oh, I had it at 16.3 and it didn't fill. That's not how Robinhood works, guys. You got to know that. You got to know how Robinhood works. If you want 16.3, it's got to go all the way down to 16.1 to get your 16.3 Dogecoin. It's because they have that huge gap between their bid and ask, right? Huge gap. That's their fee because there's no fee, right? But that's how they make their money, is on that gap. Will we see 45 cents again, Ramses? Are you willing to take that gamble with Dogecoin? Dogecoin is a very volatile cryptocurrency. I've never traded with leverage and never done it. Tomorrow, Fed meeting. Yeah. As I've been saying for months, no rate cut. So everybody can just go home. Oh, but what's Powell going to say? What are his words going to be? Is he going to have a little signal for future rate cuts? Or no, he's waiting for the data. You already know what he's going to say. Waiting to see the data. That's the drinking game. Every time he says data, you just take a big drink. Waiting to see the data. Bad karma for bashing me. Most of those people, they bash anything. It doesn't matter. I don't know how they live their life, though. The last time Coinbase had a huge hiring event was May 2024. Coinbase on another hiring spree now. Dogecoin's worth the dream. I wasn't watching the news this afternoon, so I don't know if Trump was signing executive orders today. Yep. You know the deal, Mars. So do I. I know exactly how it works. Get that limit order and you're like, oh. Hey, no, how are you doing? The Rooster says, I think we'll see 45 cents right after it hits 44 cents. Good answer. Yeah, I don't know, Max. Matic is no more. I mean, Robinhood is pretty easy to use, but Powell will just give fear. Close the effing door. There is no data. They make it up as you go. Tomorrow will be more hurry up and wait. Exactly. Now you're getting it, caffeine. Now you're getting it. I don't know how many times I've said the word patience, but yep, that's it. That's it. Patience. Patience, guys. Patience. Well, I'm going out to dinner tonight, guys. So I have to get ready for that. So this is what we got, 1664. We just hit 1669, exactly where we were this morning when I made my video. This is a dip and comes right back. These are the red candles, buying on dips. That's what you do if you are dollar cost averaging. I'm not a financial advisor, not telling you what to do, but no, Robinhood is fine. No Lux. Robinhood is fine. I recommend self-custody for your Dogecoin, just because then it's yours and not Robinhood's for that. But it's safe on Robinhood if you just want to hold it there. Just make sure you got two-factor authentication on, and your phone as well has 2FA, and you don't click any phishing links and emails and stuff that look like they may be Robinhood. Robinhood's not going to send you an email like that. So just be careful with it, just like everything else. So yes, I'll be live again tomorrow after the FOMC meeting. Again, check out Tom Crown, 2 o'clock, 2:30. Tom Crown will be covering the whole FOMC rate cut, not. It's going to be the same as well as the Jerome Powell Q&A. And then I'll be on at 4 o'clock and we'll do the wrap up after that. So hope everyone has a great evening and we'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.